Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sergio, and today we're going to be looking at Retrato Brasileiro by Baden Powell, a really famous choro. And I've previously done a tutorial on this before, but it was only on the first part, so I've decided to do a complete tutorial from the beginning. And if you'd like to hear the full version of me playing this, you can go to the link above or in the description. Definitely suitable for intermediate players. It's a very arpeggiated style piece and quite slow, so very learnable for people who've been learning, say, 2 to 5 years. So let's get stuck in. Okay, this piece is 2 sections. The first section's in E minor, the second section is in E major, and it has a lot of arpeggio work. It's kind of 2 parts. There's a melody and then arpeggios underneath. So you're gonna have to work on bringing the melody out and also phrasing. So you want to really build the phrases in a kind of a sung-like way. So I'll be posting the sheet music and the tabs, but if you'd like to be able to work with the interactive play-along track and also download scores, download the music, you can join my LGM members program, which is on the link above or in the description below. Okay, so we're going to start with the first section, which is in E minor, and it's in 2/4. Okay, so let's just play the first couple of bars. Okay, so you can hear this melody at the top, which is a B, and then C, B, B with the pull off, like that. And it's an E minor chord, so we're going to finger the E minor chord to start with. And I like to play the melody with rest stroke when I can. That's not something that everyone can do or likes to do, so feel free to try and experiment with that. So we're going to go... And I tend to go P, P, so thumb, thumb for the first 2 notes. Like that. That's worth practicing on its own. And then the nice thing is that you don't have to play any bass notes with this next part. So you're literally going to hold those bass notes. You're going to hold that chord. So the whole thing resonates. I have a lot of students who tend to forget about those notes that you've already played. You take the fingers off, the sound stops. So that resonance is really important. Okay, second bar, what we're going to do is just add the 4th finger here on the A, keep the 3rd finger on the E, and put the 2nd finger on the F sharp, all right? Which is our F sharp minor 7 chord. And then we put our 1st finger on the D sharp, keep the 4th finger down, like that, and that's kind of like a B7 shape. All right, and then we're going to play the B again, and we've still got our finger on here, so we're going to go... So we're going to go like that with it. So we've moved down to an F natural. This is an E7 chord. And I do like to keep that E ringing, right? So it's probably better to go with the 1st finger here, like that. And then we move to our kind of a diminished type chord. And keep that top melody strong. Alright, that's kind of the first phrase done. You can see a sort of a gradual build-up of that melody going higher, so you can build that intensity, and those chords are really rich and beautiful underneath. I do kind of land on that E7 because it's quite a tense chord, and it's it's pushing the harmony kind of into an interesting area. Okay, let's keep going. Got an A chord here. So we go A. It's kind of like a D chord here with the F sharp bass. And we're sort of moving towards kind of a G, so sort of heading towards the relative major. So it's like 251 in G, G chord, and then we strum that G chord again, arpeggio, roll chord, and then keep going up. And then we're going to go back to E minor by playing a B7 here. And here you have to set the bar up. You need to have the bar up ready because we're going to play B as well. And then the rest of the B chord. Some people will play it like this. Some people, I actually find that approach a little bit easier. And then we're going to keep that bar. In fact, you probably should bar the full here. So we're going to go. So that bar needs to be held like that to an F13 chord. And then the C and the B together. So that whole area is going to be played with the bar, which is quite a challenge. And then move up to the B in 7th fret. And then we're basically in 4th position. So that's still the B chord. So we're going B. That's probably the hardest part of the whole piece. I find you need to apply a lot of pressure and keep your fingers relaxed at the same time. Then there's a repeat of that first melody. And now we're sort of moving in a slightly different direction. A, now an A sharp diminished, like that. Back to our E minor. This is a C add 9. Back to our kind of B7/F sharp. And then the B7 I'm going to play it, and the B chord I'm going to play it in 4th position. So we're going. There's a little bit of a shift required there to play the B on the 4th string, D sharp and F sharp. And then back to the E minor. So that's the first section. So we're going to take it from the second half, which is in E major. And the first bar is all in E, in the tonality of E. So we've got E in the bass and then a chromatic pattern and another E arpeggio. Okay, and then we've got the melody. Notice that like these are accompanying notes, so really it's that needs to be brought out. Okay, so what's happening there is it's like an F chord with an E bass. And then we've got an A chord, or we've got really got it's like a B chord with an A bass. And that sounds quite dissonant. It's quite open, sort of dissonant sound, so it does need to resolve, which it does, to E. And it's really just like a basic E arpeggio throughout this. And just when you think it's sort of staying in E, then we go to this, which is a very open kind of F chord. And it's just the rhythm here, it's written out with like a triplet at the end, the second half. And then and that's really just a C add 9 starting on an E, all right? And then now we've got a sort of A sharp diminished chord. And then back to our B chord but with an A bass. So a lot of A underneath the B chord, which creates quite an unusual chord. Let's go back to the E. F sharp chord with an A bass, and then now we go and we've got a C diminished chord. We're again, it's a very moving harmony at the moment. Where are we heading? So we've got C diminished and now D diminished. Now we start to sort of head towards the end of the piece. So we go A major, A minor, E, jump to the C sharp, and then a little arpeggio. Sounds very Villa-Lobos. And then F sharp again, B chord, back to our E chord. So we got 2, 5, 1. So that's how he brings it back. But there's some interesting chords along the way. Of course, then we repeat the first half, and which I won't go through again, but I'll just play through the coda. Once we've done the E minor first bit again, then we end up with the coda, which sounds like this. So we've got E kind of arpeggio, a C chord, and then F Lydian type chord, and then we've got an E with the sixth above it. So it ends in I really enjoyed the ending, sort of moving around C, F, E minor. Very unusual kind of cadence. Well, I hope that helps. I've had a few people ask me about finishing this tutorial. I had done the first section in a previous video, but I thought it'd be good to have this all done in one tutorial, which will hopefully help you work through this entire piece. I posted it recently on my Facebook and Instagram, and people really enjoyed the performance as well, because you can really make it very evocative, and it just suits the guitar playing, and it really gives you a very good taste of Brazilian music. And of course, Baden Powell was such a landmark figure of that style. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you next time.